All right, on today's episode, Nate tells us his 5 favorite, actually must-read/listen audiobooks that every YouTuber who cares should read/listen to, or listen/read to.
Right. If you are a YouTuber, you wanna know what these 5 books are.
Okay, Scott Christopher here with Nate, Be the Hero Nate Woodbury, talking today about what Nate would say are the 5 books or audiobooks that every YouTuber should listen to.
This isn't just my opinion. This is
it. This is Bible?
Stone.
Okay,
yes.
all right.
Every YouTuber needs to listen to these audiobooks.
Now, do they have to listen, or can they find a hard copy and use their eyes?
This is the year 2018. And do people actually read books?
Man, I hope so. We're going to have one quickly fading civilization, especially with all this digital nonsense.
So this is a side note, but how often do you read? Like
every day.
Not counting scriptures.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I read the scriptures. I do read the words.
No, but I read them. I don't listen. I listen to them sometimes.
A book like the books we're talking about here, how often do you read those on paper form?
Yeah, no, never.
Okay.
But I might if you tell me about them. Let's give them the option. All right, go.
Audiobooks are awesome. I have nothing against paper, except I love trees.
They just say that for your brain and for children and brain and growing and progressing and developing, you should always read. And not that there's anything wrong with listening, especially as we've mentioned in other episodes, if you're doing something else at the same time.
Yeah, I love to listen while I run, while I bike, while I drive.
It beats just music. That's so idle. There's just nothing happening there. Yeah.
Occasionally I'll listen to music when I need something to pick me up.
Well, that's your problem, not mine.
All right, so we've got 5 books that I'm going to share with you. Let's see if you've heard of any of them.
Boom,
First
number
one,
5, in reverse order.
reverse order. Okay.
Well, I'm saying, is there one
Yes.
that's like the top book you should read? Then let's go backwards.
These are all equal.
All right, let's just pick one and go.
Content Inc. Content Inc. It was written by a guy about YouTube and the power of YouTube. I've actually referenced it in another video before. And what I love about it is it kind of painted the picture of something that I've already seen and experienced. So it's like, I like who somebody's put this into writing and been able to express it. Basically, what I've seen is how YouTube has just transformed the world of business and allowed you to do things in reverse order. Instead of having to create a product or a service and then creating a website and creating marketing materials, creating your brand and your logo.
And then hoping to find an audience for it all.
Yeah, and then trying to market it and promote it out there, and then trying to build a tribe and a following. It's like, let's do that in reverse. With YouTube, you can build a tribe, and as that gets bigger, you'll know what they want, and you can just start to sell them and start to become more professional.
And is that part of this book, Content Inc.? Is that where he's...
Yeah, it paints a picture of a lot of stories and how that's really changed. And it was a really good read. It painted a good picture, so I highly recommend it for all YouTubers.
That's number 1. Okay.
Okay, another one that is great is called Stream Punks. I had to make sure did it have an R? Yes, it's not Steam, it's Stream.
Stream Punks.
And that's the writer of it is one of the head honchos of YouTube. His background is he was with Netflix before, and then he'd had some other background. He went on to YouTube, and he's with YouTube now. And so it's from a perspective of a lot of creators that he's worked with, and from YouTube's perspective of why they do things. And because there's been some miscommunication or a lack of communication between YouTube and the creators, and so it's really cool to hear a lot of his.
And you mean the creators, meaning you or me or somebody who's putting stuff on? Okay.
Yeah, I mean there's been changes in the algorithm, and then we've been affected, and or income's gone down, or views, or subscribers, and it's like, what's going on here? And sometimes there's been a lack of communication. So YouTube's gotten a lot better at that. And including stuff like this, where he wrote this book, and it's a great listen.
Now, so far that you know of, are the authors actually voicing their own books? Are they, on these audiobooks, are they the ones that are narrating that you remember? I'm just curious.
Stream Punks is not narrated by the author. It's by another guy. And Content Inc. is narrated by the author, Joe Paluzzi. All right, the next one is, I believe it's narrated by the author. It's a book called Creativity Inc. So the first one I mentioned was Content Inc.
Right.
This one's completely different, Creativity Inc. It's not specific to YouTube, but I just loved it overall as such a good book. It's Ed Catmull, he's one of the head guys at Pixar.
Oh.
And they have a real creative team, and they have a real creative process that allows them to do some amazing things.
Indeed.
in creating the movies. We just saw one the other day, the new Incredibles.
And so he draws from all of that work with those people.
He goes through all of his experience, and he just shares it. He teaches it. It's really a great, amazing book. One of the best books I've ever listened to on entrepreneurship and principles of solid entrepreneurship and leadership.
I have never listened to a book. It's so funny to hear you say, when you said it's one of the very best books I've ever listened to, I was going to correct you and say...
You're just behind the times, my friend.
I don't know what to say. I've even narrated some, and I don't listen to them. I do that. I have that ability, but nonetheless. Okay, so
back
Creativity.
To Creativity Inc. Oh, I loved it. Yeah, it was. I expected it to talk about creativity, which it does a lot, but I didn't expect it to be the masterpiece that it is in the way of just good business principles and leadership principles. Solid book. Was very, very impressed with what he's done. I've been a fan of Pixar for a long time. It obviously taught me more the story and the picture of that, and so I admire Pixar even more, but way applicable. I'll be listening to that one in the future.
And you would unequivocally say that Incredibles 2 is one of the best animated films you've ever read?
So I have to say I liked Incredibles 2. I've been anticipating that movie for a long time.
Oh, so it didn't quite meet your expectations?
I just had my expectations set pretty high, and it was pretty predictable. And
yeah.
And
see, now I still haven't seen it. This is only June for us right now. You guys are watching this later.
If I just smash your expectations, then you'll have a much better viewing
experience.
experience.
Tell me that it's terrible. Yeah, I'll go on with low expectations.
It's probably the worst Pixar film I've ever seen.
Okay. Boy, I'm going to love it.
All right.
All right, book number 4.
Okay, number 4. This is a favorite among lots of entrepreneurs. It's called
Huck Finn.
No.
Oh, sorry.
E-Myth Revisited. E standing for entrepreneur. If you haven't heard of the book, where have you been? Have you heard of the book?
No. Where have I been? I've been here.
Okay, so this book is absolutely a business must. So I've titled these 5 as musts for YouTubers. I see a lot of YouTubers start in the realm of YouTube not with a lot of knowledge about business or entrepreneurship.
Yes.
This book will completely cause a paradigm shift in the way that you view business. It talks about systematization, creating systems in your business. Now here's just an example. Think about McDonald's, not for their crappy food, but for their amazing system.
It's one man's opinion. Okay.
For their unhealthy food.
The scalability and all of that.
Anywhere
in the world
they are. Yeah. Do you know what? Are they a food company or are they a real estate company?
Well, you can watch the founder and see.
There's a lot of things that we could say about that, but they've got some of the most prime real estate in all over the globe.
Yeah.
But who runs it? Is it amazing chefs and is it amazing entrepreneurs and real estate tycoons? It's high school kids that actually run their system.
Yeah.
E-Myth Revisited is a great book to help introduce to the idea in a very entertaining way. It's a great listen, but a great way of understanding how you can create systems to run your business so you're not working in your business so much as the employee, but you're actually a business owner.
Wow.
Love that book. I've listened to it, again, audiobook.
Right.
I've probably listened to that one. If I were to guess, I'd say 7 or 8 times.
Jeez.
All the way through.
Read a book now.
It's that good.
You? Come on. All right, what's 5th?
Okay, this last one you're going to like. The title of it's How to Shoot Video That Doesn't Suck.
Well, there you go.
Maybe that title gives it obvious reasons. I learned a lot from it. You come from a background of professional studios and film and Hollywood type productions.
Yep.
Not me. I come from a background of going to be a dentist in human biology, and so I started.
All this stuff is new to you.
Yeah, I started filming on my phone, and I just had to learn as I go. And that book really kind of helped patch a lot of the holes that I probably wouldn't have ever figured out. I mean, learning specific rules, like for example, the rule of thirds, or what's it called when you're 180-degree rule?
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, but that's some of the technical stuff. But there's just more obvious stuff
perform
about.
in front of them. I don't know that much about the.
So you just get directed. Go stand there.
I hear them say things when they're shooting. They talk about stuff, lighting and f-stops and all that stuff. But
even if you're not making YouTube videos professionally, he talks about if you're going to make a home movie, just a video for your own family to enjoy. If you're going to share it with relatives and stuff, how to make your video so that they'll actually want to watch it. And it'll be entertaining. And imagine, looking back after years, and it's just simple things that you can do when you film. Instead of just hitting record and letting it record for 15 minutes, record the key points and piece it together in a certain way. So
see, now that book, that would seem like a book to me that you would want to have as a book. To refer to, you know what I mean? Like if he gives steps of this or that and you're going, because this is how to shoot without sucking. I could grab the book and actually see instead of having to.
Maybe I'll have to order that. And the problem is
You're so young.
When I get the paper books, I'm turning 40 this month. When I get the paper books, I put them on my bookshelf, and I think, yeah, that'll be a good reference to have. And how often do I do it? But I've always got this with me.
Yeah.
And I always.
Well, then you should get the ebook, so you at least can read the words on your.
But
screen.
then I would just only be able to do one thing at a time. I'd have to sit here and look at it, and focus on it.
We're going to agree to disagree, even though we don't really disagree. Add in the comments below what books you would add to this list or replace. Don't add. If we're doing 5, take some of 2 or 3 out from his list and put in 2 or 3 of your own. I think might even be good.
And I will seriously check them out because I always love good audiobook recommendations.
He likes good listens.
If they're on Audible, especially, because I get my 2 every month. And then I always have to buy extra. Subscribe, like. We'll see you tomorrow.